Welcome to Live and Local Anoka. I'm Pete Turok. The folks at the City of Anoka asked me to host this live event. We are at the QCTV studios. Don't you just love Anoka? I'm an old Anoka kid. I bet that you are interested in finding out what development opportunities have occurred and what's maybe down the road, maybe a spot that you've seen and always wondered what was going on there. Well, we're going to get to that answer. I bet you'd also like to meet some of the many businesses that are here and also learn about some activities and things that you can do. Yes, we're on the cusp of winter, but the reality is there's plenty to do in the city of Anoka, and we are going to tell you about some of those things. All of that is coming up, and we will check those boxes over the next hour right here on Live and Local Anoka. We are back on Live and Local Anoka. Our first guest today is somebody that, if you're a golfer, you know him. His name is Larry Northland, and he is the golf pro at Greenhaven Golf Course, also the general manager at Greenhaven Golf and Banquet Center. Larry, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, there's snow on the ground, so nobody's golfing out there, but let's talk about 22. How did the year go for the golf course?
You know, 2022 was another great year. We've had 4 record years in a row. Rounds keep going up. As much as COVID was not something that we would ever want to go through, it has been a reminder to everybody how great the game of golf is, that you can get outside, enjoy being outside, and so our rounds have been through the roof the last few years, and they look like with all the people that are buying new box sets and beginning golf, getting back into it again, it kind of looks like that trend is going to continue for several more years.
All right, so you're telling me you had a record year with major Highway 10 construction going on. Now for those of you that don't know, I'm the president of the Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce, and we've had our Chamber Golf Tournament fundraiser at Greenhaven for as long as I can remember. And I remember dealing with the fact that, okay, we got to talk people through how they get to the course because the normal way wasn't really there. And honestly, we didn't have any issues. Obviously, if you're setting a record year, Larry, you guys didn't have problems getting people to the course at all either.
Well, I think that the city of Anoka did such a great job with communication. Mark Anderson and all the gentlemen, all the guys that work in public services were absolutely fantastic about getting the information out there. We had all the information on our website that was updated almost daily, how, which exits were closed and which roads were closed and how to get there. And, when it comes right down to it, golfers, especially the loyal golfers that we have at Greenhaven, they're going to find their way. I mean, if they needed to parachute in to play golf, they would do that.
Yeah, no doubt. So, snow on the ground now, but that doesn't mean that stuff stops up at Greenhaven. Let's talk about winter at Greenhaven and just what's going on.
Well, on the golf side of things, now that with the advent of simulators, golf simulators, we used to shut down kind of during the winter, and now we just shift into winter mode. We have 2 they're HD golf simulators at Greenhaven, and if you've never seen them or you've never played in a simulator, the pictures and the scenery that you see is so lifelike. You can kind of sometimes forget that you're indoors. And we always talk that, in our simulator loft, it's always 72 and sunny, and the Bev Cart's not very far away. But there's 30, 40 golf courses that you can play, and from tee to green, the full shots. I know with my own game when I'm up there, it is incredibly realistic how far the ball flies, and the computer tells you it flies. You get a lot of great information that you never get when you're outside, spin rates and things like that. So it's great for club fitting, a lot of things that you can do indoors that you never used to be able to do. And so we just kind of, on a golf side of things, we just shift into winter mode.
Well, and I'll tell you, the Turok slice happens on the simulator. And that's important, though. I'm not looking to play a video game. I'm out there, number one, because I want to do it. And so do the other people that are there, and that's been very popular, hasn't it?
It has. We've exceeded all of our expectations and how busy we would be, and it's just a lot of fun. It's another way for golfers and people to just stay connected. We have a lot of the same guys, on our Thursday league day. We have a lot of the same guys that play all summer long that come and reserve it basically all winter long, all day Thursday. So it's absolutely fantastic.
All right, so there's other golf that can occur up there too.
Yes, brand new this year, and I'll just give it a little bit of a tease because I know Nickie is coming up later in the show, and she's done such a fantastic job of getting disc golf going at Greenhaven. It's the Cedars at Greenhaven. Really cool app that you can get and you can look at, and I will be the first one to admit I was blown away by how many people are out there. Every day we see somebody out there with, I love their little backpacks with the discs, and they take it very seriously, and it's fun to watch. All very respectful of the facility, the people. They come in and frequent the tavern, and so it's just been a huge win. And like I said, Nickie's done just a fantastic job of getting that going. Great.
Well, before we know it, the snow will be gone. The grass will start to green up. What are the plans for 23 at Greenhaven?
Well, right now for 23, it's I think we've done over the last. I've been here. This will be my 18th season at Greenhaven, which just blows me away. And we have done so many great projects, and really, if you would look at Greenhaven from 18 years ago to today, it's become, I used to say I always want to make Greenhaven one of the nicest municipal facilities around. We threw that out the window a few years ago, and we just want to make it one of the nicest facilities around. And if you've had a chance to play it, it's just a great little golf course. It's always in great shape. I might be a little biased. The staff in the golf shop is always incredibly nice and helpful. So I think in 2023, with all the projects we've had, we're just kind of status quo, some little things here and there, maybe fixing some bunkers and cart paths and things along that line. But for the most part, it's kind of on cruise control, and we're just, from my perspective, hope for an early spring and a beautiful weather summer.
Well, and you and I were chatting before we started. I just booked the Chamber Golf Tournament there the latter part of July. And I want to bring that up for people that are watching that might want to have some sort of an event. Boy, the time to really book is now, isn't it?
We've noticed that over the last few years, that we used to have a lot of calls that would come in April and May looking to host that event. Well, now, I think I was just telling you a few minutes ago, we're almost booked out for all of our event days for the month for the 2023. It's crazy. Like I said, golf is, I think everybody was kind of reminded in the pandemic that golf is a great game. You're outside with friends and family, enjoying the best that Minnesota has to offer, which is, in my opinion, our summer weather and all that good stuff. So, like I said, it's busy, and they are booking earlier and earlier.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, there's also an incredible restaurant up there, and also rooms if you're having weddings and or whatever. It's called the Tavern at Greenhaven. Tell us what's new there.
They're going to have a brand new menu coming out in the next couple weeks, I believe. Which they always, they shift menus spring and fall and summer and all that good stuff. But yeah, they still do all-you-can-eat crab legs on Friday night. It's market price. That market price has been coming down a little bit lately, which it was up there. But fantastic food, the atmosphere, especially this time of year, they do such a great job of dressing it up for Christmas and the holidays. And I feel so blessed when I walk in there on any day, because I love the facility, I love the place. But this time of year, there's no way to not be in the holiday spirit because of the way it's decked out and the way it's decorated for Christmas.
Well, and Jason and Sherry have done just a phenomenal job. The food is absolutely tremendous, and I hope you get an opportunity to take your significant other and or group and pop up there and enjoy the opportunities that Tavern at Greenhaven has. All right, Larry, people got questions out there. Maybe somebody wants to book up one of those available dates you might have, or just want to find out more about the simulator. How do they get a hold of you folks at Greenhaven?
The best way would be to call us or email us. The phone number is 763-576-2972. That takes you right into the golf shop phone number. Email info@greenhavengolfcourse.com comes right to my desk. You can look at our website, greenhavengolfcourse.com. Lots of information there. If it generates questions, there's ways to get in touch with us through the website. So plenty of different opportunities to do that. If you want reservations for the restaurant, you can certainly go through the 763-576-2970, and that has a phone tree that you can get to the specific person that you're trying to talk to, and maybe whether it's reserve a room for a wedding or an event, or whether it's just to get dinner reservations for a Friday night.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
He is Larry Northland. He is the golf pro at Greenhaven. He is also the general manager at Greenhaven Golf Banquet Center. Hey, Larry, hats off to you and all your crew for the great job that was done in 22. Looking for a great 23 coming. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to get out of here, and we talk about this. We're going to get you just met Larry, so you know about Greenhaven, you know about Tavern at Greenhaven. Throughout this show, some clips have been done from some of the other businesses that are in town, and one of them is Avant Garden Books and Coffee. Anoka Mocha, I think I've said enough. Let's learn more about that business.
I come here a bit. It's warm, it's inviting, people are decent to you. Coffee's delicious, very inviting atmosphere.
Well, like I said, I stumbled upon this place first as a customer. I fell in love with it as a coffee shop, and then I started working here and eventually became owner. I just love the community here in Anoka, and for the most part, I mean, I would say it's been very positive as far as the response. I feel more connected with the community by bringing in a bookstore. I think it's because of the events that we have brought, simply having a book club, and we're bringing in more, variations of the book club, and just it's just a great way. I feel more connected than I did previously.
I mean, I'm from Anoka, so it's been a staple. I mean, I didn't stumble upon it like it's Narnia, but I just had found out about it through daily travels around Anoka.
Jenny does a great job hosting the book clubs, and the river yoga staff comes in and helps out with those too. So yeah, I really liked that, and they definitely are good participants in like the shopping days, and when the parade was here and stuff, they're a good place to kind of come chill and get away from the crowds of people. So.
I'm hoping to expand our space a bit. There is an upper level in this building. I don't want to leave this building, but I'm outgrowing our space, especially when we hold events such as book clubs, and I would like to be able to host author events as well. And what makes me most nervous is not only because I am shy, I'm a natural introvert, but just the lack of space and how that would actually look if we were to hold, especially major author events. But it is a goal, and it is something that, I think people would love.
Yeah, I definitely would be worse off if it weren't here. I get a lot out of the community, and everybody that comes in regularly is really nice. So, it's probably a reflection of how they run it, and the staff, that all the customers are pretty cool too. I've met a lot of people, just, friends, and some like professional connections here as well. So it's a good place and seems to attract good people too.
So when we decided to become a bookstore, we did not want to lose the coffee side of things at all. So we have classic Avant Garden menu. We rotate seasonal menu too, as far as coffee and espresso goes. And then as far as a bookstore, I consider us to be a general interest bookstore. I just need more space. I'm not satisfied. We do have a good amount of books. I think one of my employees said we have over 1,000 titles, so we're getting pretty big. But I would say that I'm still trying to grow a lot of our nonfiction, and But you can find just about anything here, and if you can't find it here in store, we can special order just about any title in as well.
We are back on Live and Local Anoka. I'm Pete Turok, your host. As promised, we are going to get you up to date on some of the development projects that have happened in the city during 2022, and then we're also going to take a peek maybe at 23. With us is Doug Borglund. Doug is the Community Development Director for the City of Anoka. Doug, welcome.
Well, good morning, Pete. Thanks for having me this morning.
You know, I get the opportunity every month to get updates from you as to what's going on, and the list is long. You guys, the city has had an incredible 2022 of projects. Let's talk about some of those and get these folks out there updated on some of the projects that they've maybe been driving by and wondering what it was. You can tell them.
Certainly, certainly. You know, it's been amazing. You know, the last 2 years, 2.5 years going through the pandemic, and now challenges in the economy, we've consistently had development interest in the community, redevelopment projects, even challenges with, you know, with land cost and labor and interest rates and all those things impacting the construction industry, which you would think there would be a slowdown, but it hasn't slowed down here in Anoka, which has been fantastic. I think probably a really exciting project is the American Cooperative Project, which is located just out by the Greenhaven Clubhouse right off of Jacob Lane, and that's an 87-unit senior cooperative project, and that's an ownership project which will provide homes to 87 new households. And it's just turned out to be a beautiful building. It's probably about a $23 million investment in the local economy, and obviously bringing some significant tax base to Anoka. Another beautiful project that is probably in the latter phase of its development is the David Weekley Homes project at Riverside. It's located on 4th Avenue, just south of the State Cottage area, and 57 units of detached townhomes, 2- and 3-story. They overlook the river, and just a beautiful development. And it's really added a lot of value and new households to the community, and obviously increasing tax base. Some very exciting projects.
No doubt. So the facility, the American Club that is on, well, basically Greenhaven Golf Course, just off number 17, an incredible project. I've had the opportunity to talk with those folks from the beginning of the project and kind of working their way through. That thing went so much quicker, I think, than everybody thought from the standpoint of, okay, there is interest. These things are for sale. They are selling, and let's go ahead and build.
Yeah, we probably worked with the Gramercy Group for maybe a year, and they were able to move forward with their project after probably a year and a half of sales, because they're a senior cooperative. Everyone's buying a share in the building. It's different than a condominium. Similar product, but different. And so going through that sales process after they had gained their entitlement approvals to develop, and the city sold the property to Gramercy, construction started, and that was about a year-long build. So really, it's probably been maybe close to a 3-year process.
Wow.
So it does take time to get these large projects off the ground, but it certainly is a success story.
Oh, no question. And in my mind, I mean, once they got this thing going, I mean, it just went. And that tells you people want to be in this area. You know, Highway 10 didn't scare them off in the sense that, hey, once we got that road, and I want to talk quickly about Highway 10. I'm an old Anoka kid, right? So Highway 10 itself has not changed since the early 60s when I was a kid. Now everything around it has changed. We have been trying to get that project done with the elimination of the lights as a Chamber of Commerce forever, and I know the city's been working on this forever. And Doug, you've been a major player in that. And I keep telling people, short-term pain, long-term gain, because we're going to get rid of those lights. And hey, we got a year left in Anoka, and then Ramsey will start for 2 years, but then they're going to be gone. And I'm telling you, it's going to make such a difference, and just for ease of people who live in Anoka, but the regions beyond Anoka, the elimination of those lights, I see a population boom, I see a commercial boom because those lights are going to be eliminated. And Doug, just hats off to you and the city for all the work you guys did to keep everybody educated on 10. I know you and I have shared some stories. I expected our phone at the Chamber of Commerce to explode with people freaking, and it didn't happen. The state of Minnesota, I think, did a good job of setting up the hotline, setting up the website. You guys have done a great job of getting the word out there, and it really helped, I think, people understand it, and I think people were ready for this. They've been hearing about it for long enough.
Yeah, and I think that's been the key to the success here with Highway 10 is communication. The city working along with its partners with this project and getting information out on a daily, a weekly basis, communicating with local groups, as well as even during our regular city council meetings, an update is given to the public and to the community and to the council. And so we were using every tool possible that we had to communicate with the public and make sure that people were informed. And I think, as well as you mentioned, this project has been a long time coming, and it's much bigger than just Anoka, it's the region. And certainly will make the traveling public, it'll be much safer and obviously, hopefully much quicker for those getting to their destination.
You know, and if you want to get those hotline numbers or get any of that information that the Minnesota Department of Transportation have, you can go to the city website and get all that. You can also give them a call at 763-576-2700. All right, on to 23. What are some projects some folks out there would like to hear about?
Well, I think one exciting project, the Volunteers of America campus. 2 phases have been built. That campus started probably 2010. The first phase was developed, and just breaking ground here just before the holidays. Here is an 80-unit phase 3 senior affordable project. So with that campus, there's skilled nursing, memory care, independent living, and now there's an affordable component as far as the continuum of care and services that are provided at Volunteers of America.
And that's the 4th Avenue North and Grant Street.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. So that'll be just a beautiful project. And another project that's very exciting is right at the northeast corner of 7th Avenue and East Main is a new multi-tenant building. Most of us probably recognize it as the former Hardy site, but this will be a beautiful new commercial building, redevelopment occurring there, and certainly will be value added.
No doubt. And I know you can't give much away, but there's other areas of interest, and folks are interested in Anoka.
There is, and it's weekly, and we do reach out to some of those development groups to solicit their interest and make them aware of what we have to offer, but also our phones ring frequently. I think it's just Anoka is positioned in a great location in the county, good access. There's definitely the downtown is a driver of interest of development groups and real estate, and so I think that trend will continue.
No doubt. So what else is going on in Anoka that those people should know about?
Oh, I think you know, obviously all the events and the activities that we just had the tree lighting here, which draws a lot of people, and these events that we have obviously are a way to market downtown and to market our businesses and to bring people into the community and to show people what Anoka has to offer. And I think a lot of people are are finding out, wow, I didn't know Anoka had all these great assets and this really neat downtown and things like that. So it's been really all these activities really just generate a lot of positive energy for the community.
Great. He is Doug Borglund. He is the Community Development Director for the City of Anoka. Hey, hats off to all you guys have done in 22. Looking for a great 23 coming to the city.
Great. Appreciate it, Pete. Thank you.
You bet. All right. An icon business in downtown Anoka is Peterson Shoes. Sandy Pirtle and her crew have been there for a long, long time. Let's find out more about Peterson Shoes.
Peterson Shoes in Anoka has been a staple of the community for over a century, and this winter they are making sure that everyone has the footwear they need for these cold months.
Well, Peterson Shoes, the beginning of the store was in the 1880s. We were originally across the street. It was founded by a family, their last name was Gillespie, and it was purchased by, would it be my husband's grandparents in, we believe, around 1940, and it's been in Anoka for quite some time, and we decided to get involved. We've always been involved in the community and doing different things and giving to charities and things like that, so this just seemed like a really good fit for us, being that it was collecting shoes, and often our customers ask, if we recycle or take things that maybe don't fit them anymore, so it was just a good way to put those two together. So we are partnering with the City of Anoka, and we are accepting gently used footwear that will be donated to the Souls for Souls charity. And you can drop any of those off here at Peterson Shoes, which is at 209 East Main Street in Anoka. And we will be accepting donations through the end of December. We may decide to do this and continue it on, but for right now, we're just going to go through the end of December. So any gently used shoes would be greatly appreciated, and those will go to help relieve poverty at different charities around the world. They accept everything. They will even accept mismated shoes or single pairs of shoes, because there are people, amputees and things that need, just one shoe. So they're accepting everything. It started on Saturday. There was the city recycling event. So they were collecting there. I believe they collected 160 pounds of shoes there. We probably collected around 100 here. And that was just, the initial kickoff. So like I said, we'll be going through December. And there have been a lot of people bringing things in, individual pairs as well as, whole bags full of things. So it just depends on what you have. A lot of people deciding they're going to clean out their closet and things that they can no longer use or don't fit them anymore are a great thing to donate.
In store on December 5th, there will be an Ice Bug Winter Boots demonstration with a drawing to win a free pair of boots and ice studs. A great chance to learn about the new winter footwear that's perfect for these icy days ahead.
Well, one thing I'd love to mention is that we were, again, for the second year in a row, we were elected Best Shoe Store in Minnesota by the Minneapolis Star Tribune, so we're very proud of that. That was just announced on Monday. So thank you all for voting, but we do our best to, provide for our customers and give great customer service and great products.
We are back on Live and Local Anoka. Hey, this next spot is a place that I love. It is located on the corner of 4th Avenue North and Pleasant. It is Rum River Art Center. I know you've seen it. I know you've driven by it, and I bet you've wondered, man, I should go in. Well, you should go in, and we're going to tell you why. Susan Yee is here. She is Rum River Art Center. Susan, good to see you. How are you?
Well, good to see you again, too.
I'll tell you what, the building's looking great. Every time I go by, it seems like there's some more artwork up, and it's a great visual. And what a cool, I call it a campus, because you've got so many different areas within that building of different things, and that's because you guys are offering so many things, and we want all of you to find out about it, because this can involve you. This can involve your grandkids, your kids. And so let's get right into it. Let's talk about holidays at Rum River Art Center. What's going on?
Well, I'll tell you right now, one of the things that we have that's super exciting is our show and shop. So what we do is we turn the gallery into a shopping mall, basically, for local artists. Right now, I think we have 40 artists. So if you're looking for holiday gifts, it's the place to be because it's unique, one of a kind.
One of a kind.
And you're supporting local artists. And I think that when you're an artist, sometimes it's difficult to find a place to sell your stuff.
Right.
I mean, we have scarves, pottery, jewelry, cards, and again, it's all unique and one of a kind. And it's wonderful to see people coming in and saying, you know what? I don't need to go to one of those big box stores because not only am I supporting local, it's beautiful.
Well, and to me,
You know?
it's the one of a kind
Yes.
makes it unique. Nobody else is getting that under their tree. And we'll cover this at the end too, but for somebody out there who's interested, when can they go? What are the hours if they want to come and shop?
You know, normally we're there all the time, but for the shopping, just to be on the safe side, especially with holidays and people's schedules, we make it 10 to 4.
Perfect.
But of course, you can go online anytime too, and if you want to buy a gift certificate, things
Yeah.
like that. You know, not only could you buy a unique piece of art, you could buy a class, a workshop,
Right.
you know, something for your kids, you know, a summer camp, week-long summer camp by doing a gift certificate.
Right, and that's really what Rum River Art Center is about.
Yeah.
You're not an outlet to sell art. I mean, you're doing that, but that's
Yes.
a byproduct of the fact that there are people in there that are having some fun and doing it. And that's really the vision behind the start of what Rum River Art Center is.
You know, it is. We started off with one little class, and now, you know, we have painting, pottery, watercolor, summer camps. You know, we have our summer camps for seniors.
Right.
So if you're 59 plus, you know, you want to get rid of your grandparents, send them to camp.
Right. Now, and this is very important. You do not have to be a good artist to go to Rum River Art Center. This is just about the art. It's about the enjoyment of it. This is not, sure, if you're an artist, come, but the reality is I can go. I have no talent, no skills, but if I enjoy it, and that's what this is about, is teaching it to the younger and to the older, doesn't matter.
That's right. And you know, we tell people it's getting your mind into that creative aspect, and it's a no judgment zone. You know, we all have our different perspectives.
Right.
It's no judgment.
No judgment. All right, let's talk about what's new at Rum River Art Center.
Well, what's going on? You know, we have our wonderful kids' art nights. I know December, they sell it every month. I think we just put the calendar up for January. But one of the other things that we do is a free family art day. And starting in January, we are adding free family yoga, which we think is wonderful. You know, as you know, we started out as an art center, but we're also a community space.
Yeah.
And so our goal is to not only do art and things that are creative for the mind, but working on everything else. And I know there's lots of people out there that, you know, what is yoga? I've heard all about it, don't know what to do. So we started yoga classes, and now we're doing it so that the whole family can get involved.
And no judgment.
That's right, no judgment.
That's right.
Everybody, you know, has to start somewhere. Another event, you know, again, I talk about community. We are partnering with Panuski Ski. You know, I know that they're working on a skate park. So on December 18th, we have an event where all the funds go to the skate park. So you can look up online, or you can go to Panuski's to register, and it's a paint your board night. So you can bring your own board in and customize it,
Fun.
do all kinds of fun things with it, whatever you want to do.
Great. What other events do you have coming?
Oh my gosh, we have in January, all of our new classes start. We have our Vitality Art workshops that start, and those are 4- and 8-week programs. We have our library. We work with the Anoka County Libraries to offer programs. Our new pottery workshops start in January. Our painting workshops, painting classes. We have new gallery shows that start in January. I don't even know where to begin, because I look at our calendar and go, wait, how did we get this in?
Right.
We have a wonderful new thing, though, that is working with, and I'm not even sure how to describe it, but it's working kind of like reenactment and learning swordsmanship. And we are booked. We just started it a week ago, and the class is full for tomorrow. And it's just, again, another thing to get people interested. I think, as Larry was talking about with COVID and people being in, people are so excited to get out.
No question.
And there's just so many opportunities out there to try different things, and people want to meet people. They just want
Right.
to get out.
So you talked about January and some of the events, and the reality is you've got stuff going all year round. So
Yes.
as you look towards 2023, what do you see happening at Rum River Art Center?
Well, it's only getting bigger and better, and we did a test pilot program this past fall with the Anoka ship program, and we did a rooftop garden. So the test worked out perfectly. So this summer, we're expanding the program with, now that we know what vegetables we can grow. And again, community, I'm all about, mind, body, soul, healthy eating. So as we do these gardens, we're going to offer those, the produce free to the community to come and pick it up. Because why should it cost so much to eat
Right.
healthy?
Right. Now, when you talked about these classes that are starting in January, the reality is you have classes that start throughout the year, correct?
Yes,
and
we
so
do.
if somebody, it's like, oh, I got to get there in January, I
Yeah.
can't do this. No, that's not true, right?
It's not true. And, we have one-time classes, we have 4-week classes, we have, 3-hour workshops. I know we have an anime class that we do once a month that sells out every time.
Oh, I bet that's big.
And yes,
I got
anime,
granddaughter, yeah.
Pokemon, I mean, you
Right.
name it. So that starts in January as well, but you're right. We have things going on every month. We have open studio with pottery on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. So if you're an experienced potter, you can just come in and use the wheels.
Great.
We fire and glaze all of our own pottery at the Art Center. As I tell everybody, we're kind of a one-stop shop because we do offer so many different art forms.
No question.
And we're always there.
And you're always expanding
Yes,
on that
always
too.
expanding.
Ooh, I know there's somebody out there that wants to get a hold of you and wants to learn more. How do they get in touch and get more information about Rum River Art Center?
Of course, they can go to rumriverart.com. You can call us at 763-323-8830. You can come in. We're always happy to give you a tour. And I think that you can look us up on Facebook, Rum River Art Center.
Right. She is Susan Yee. She's a blast. Her and Larry are doing a tremendous job. Just don't drive by it. Go in to Rum River Art Center. And you know what? I was talking to Susan earlier. I want to do some pottery. Did some a long time ago at Anoka High School. It's been a long time. No judgment. That was the key. I'm ready to go out there and have some fun with it. And isn't that what it's all about? Rum River Art Center. Susan, thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, thank you. It's always a pleasure.
All right, we are going to now head to a place that is full of treasures. I love this place. It's in downtown Anoka, and it's called Amore Antiques.
I think the old saying goes, Grandma had it, Mom threw it away, and I bought it back. That happens almost every day in here. Amore Antiques, located in the heart of downtown Anoka on 2nd Avenue between Main and Jackson. We've been open for nearly 30 years. It'll be 30 years in 2024. We're kind of already counting down to our anniversary celebration. Looking forward to that. We've got 60 different dealers in here between floor dealers and shelf dealers, and it's just a wide variety of stuff. You never really know what you'll find when you come in here. Everything from antiques, those primitives, those little house in the prairie type kind of things, to Funko Pops. I mean, we even have some Funko Pops in here because they're very collectible. People like to put those on the shelf. They love to have those, their favorite character, whether it's a Funko Pop or a Star Wars guy, or whatever you can find, right? We come across those special pieces almost daily, and that's really what I strive to find, is those one-of-a-kind, special, unique pieces, like my taxidermied chipmunk pelt vest. We get compliments every single day about, just the wide variety of stuff that we have in here. A lot of people, they walk through and it's very nostalgic for them. Anybody can come in here and try to be a dealer, try their hand at buying and selling vintage or antique items. I rent shelves out for $20 a month, and that's typically where I want people to start, is just on a shelf, just to get their feet wet. And if they do really well, we can promote them to some floor space. I'll tell you what I really look for, though, in a shelf dealer, and just my dealers in general, is I want them to be passionate about everything antique, vintage, and collectible. and they're out there finding that cool stuff and bringing it in. And, you know, it's half the fun is the hunt, you know, and the same for me too. It's we're really preserving a lot of the stuff when we find it. We're saving it from going into a trash bin. We're saving it from just getting ruined, and we're restoring it and bringing life back to that particular item and getting it into the hands of somebody who's really going to enjoy it. They're going to put it up on a shelf. Maybe it's going to be a gift for somebody, and it just keeps that that vintage nostalgic piece kind of just keep it carrying on. I personally like the old stuff, that old primitive type stuff. I have a circa 1850 Native American tobacco canteen. It's got a buffalo carved on one side and a horse on the other. And this is like those one-of-a-kind historical type pieces that I strive to find myself because it's really the history about it is what I like. It's a lot of fun. I quit my day job at the end of May, and I've never worked more. I literally work practically 24/7, but I absolutely love it. I'm just having a lot of fun.
We are back live and local, Anoka, and with us is Nickie Jenks. She's the recreation manager at the city of Anoka. Nickie, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Pete.
All right, so snow is out there, colder temps are out there, but that doesn't stop somebody from being able to do stuff in this city. And let's talk ice rinks, and for old people like me, most important, warming houses that go with the ice rinks. You guys getting ready to get the ice rinks going, or are they already going?
We're getting ready to get them going. We've been laying ice, or I should say water down, as the temperatures go lower. You know, when it's warmer temperatures, we can't lay water down. It's just a waste. So as many people aren't looking for those cold temps, we're looking for those to make ice.
You bet. All right, so what other locations where people can expect to go and do a little ice skating?
Yeah, so we have 5 locations. We have one at George Enlow Park, Rick Sorensen Park, Rudy Johnson Park, and then one at the elementary school at Wilson and Lincoln. And at George Enlow Park, we actually have more than just ice. We have the big sledding hill that many people frequent, even when the warming house isn't open. And this year, we actually will continue our snowshoes, that people can come to George Enlow Park and try snowshoes out.
Now, the city of Anoka is just like any other business that's out there in the world, trying to find employees. And so I would imagine that there's some effect as to kind of when these warming houses are going to be open, just depending on people. And let me throw this in, are you looking for people to work? And so hint, hint, what's the scenario going on there with hours?
Yeah, so we are a little low on our staffing for the warming houses. We are still accepting applications if people are interested. We have people that are, you know, in high school, and we have seniors that are retired that are working warming houses. And right now, with the staff that we have, we will have limited hours for our warming houses.
And how would somebody find those out? Is that something that would be available on a website?
Yep, so all of our information for the warming houses are on the city website, but also we always try to do updates on the Facebook pages and Instagram. We try to really push social media too.
Perfect. All right, so Larry Northland was on earlier. We were talking about Greenhaven, and we're going to talk about this little green thing here in a minute. But first, cross-country skiing with groomed trails. City's been doing this for a while.
We have been, and it's been pretty successful. We have groomed trails at both Greenhaven Golf Course and the Anoka Nature Preserve behind the Rum River Library. And they, you know, we have a groomer that's pulled behind a snowmobile, and they lay down some pretty good tracks that people really enjoy.
And Greenhaven's beautiful, but boy, that track back behind the nature preserve has got to be spectacular.
It is. I mean, you can go back and it's almost like you're one with nature, and you know, you're either skiing or some people snowshoe or just simply walk, and you know, nature doesn't stop.
No, so the availability of those is going to be, hey, do we have snow?
Yep, it's all based on snow, and you know, some people are like, oh, snow, but we are like, yeah, snow, you know.
All right, so here Winter disc golf. Now, I've heard about disc golf that people play when it's nice outside. I had not heard about winter golf, and to hear Larry talking about how many people are already doing this. So, Nickie, tell us a little bit about this and how somebody can get out there right now and do it.
Yeah, so the winter disc golf has been quite a success for us, and this was an idea that was kind of spawned a couple years ago. But Greenhaven, you know, it draws in people during the summer, and we're trying to get more activities during the winter. So it's an 18-hole disc golf course. It's, you know, we have beautiful tee pads and really nice baskets. People can show up anytime. It's free to play. And then they have the nice amenities inside the clubhouse. You know, if people don't have discs and they want to give it a try, we have some that people can just borrow or rent. And we also have leagues on Tuesdays that are run through the Coon Rapids League, actually, the gentleman that runs that. And then we also have a tournament about once a month. There's one this Sunday on the 11th.
Really?
Yeah, and I think that's expected to have about 70 players.
Wow.
So all of that information is, we have a special Facebook page just for the disc golf course. It's Disc Golf at the Cedars. And you know, it's just really fun. We're going to have a nice little groomed trail that weaves you through to all the holes, which is really unique to us that we're able to do that.
Interesting, and this is different. So I'm an old kid of the '60s, so frisbees were in play, and yes, this has the components of it, but it feels a little bit different. It's got some weight to it, and I'll tell you what, I am shocked that it's a winter thing. I just didn't know.
Yeah.
And yet it is, and from both what you've said and what Larry was saying, I mean, I'm just the one finding this out. I think you people already knew about this stuff. So this will go through what, like March, or how long does the disc golf go?
Well, we're hoping for at least through February. It all kind of depends on the weather because, you know, once it starts to warm up, things thaw, we get off, and then Larry gets on.
Sure.
But the other thing I forgot to mention, too, when people are out there playing, there's a special app on their phone. It's called UDisc. That people can use to track their scores and check the conditions of the course and see if the tee pads are cleared. And we actually, on our side, get to see the stats. And alone in November, we opened on the 17th, and we had 500 unique players.
Seriously?
It's insane.
It's nuts. This is a thing. This is what this is. And if you want information about disc golf, again, city website, you said the Facebook page. What would they look for on Facebook?
On Facebook, it's Disc Golf at the Cedars.
Okay, interesting. All right, so before we know it, we'll be into spring. The pool, the municipal pool, which is a beautiful facility, the aquatic center here in the city of Anoka. But the reality is people can start to deal with being able to get into that thing right now.
Yeah, so the aquatic center season passes are on sale or available right now. A lot of people purchase them for various gifts. You know, the holidays are coming up, and birthdays. It's a great value. It draws people in, and why not get those early?
You bet. And we're talking, for infants, for classes to teach kids how to swim, to just going there and jumping in a pool. All of that's available at the Anoka Aquatic Center.
Yeah, so we have swimming lessons, of course, and open swim. Right now, people can buy gift certificates that are good for open swim, season passes, swimming lessons, even the concession stand. You know, some kids like to go there every day with their season pass, and to have a credit in there and to spend at the concession stand would be great.
Boy, and you forever youngsters too, if you're 65, you get a break on the price. If you're one up to 64, that's another price. But all of that is happening right now. If you've never done the Anoka Aquatic Center, or if it's been a long time since you've been there, just go. It's an incredible facility. One of the big events that the city has had now for many years is Winterfest, and that is right around the corner. What are the details on that?
So we'll release more details as we get closer, but save the date for February 11th. It's running from 11 to 2. During the day, and it will be at George Enlow Park. A couple things this year, we're bringing back our bags tournament, so people like to play out, in the winter. Even it was cold last year, people were still out. We have our fire pits, we have, s'mores. This year we'll have a zoo. And then, of course, the sledding hill and the ice rink.
And when you show up, you can grab your disc and then play some disc golf. It's all part of it. You know, Winterfest has been a great event for the city, and I know it continues to grow. She is Nickie Jenks. She is the recreation manager for the city of Anoka. Hats off to all you and your crews do. Tremendous job. I know there's people that have questions about some things. How do they, again, get a hold of you and or anybody to get more information on what we've talked about?
Yeah, so they can always go to the city website and sign up for our Notify Me. It's on the website. It gives updates, anything that changes or events that come out. You can sign up and you'll get notifications. They can also follow us anywhere on social media, City of Anoka, Aquatic Center, all of that. And then just call the Public Services Office. We enjoyed talking to people.
No doubt, and you know, then Music on the River will be back, and I mean, it just never stops.
Yeah, that's
very good
true.
for you. Looking forward to 23. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Absolutely, thank you for having me.
All right, well, for most people who've been on the show, after they get done, they're probably ready to have one because it's a little nerve-wracking from time to time. And there's speakeasy options. There's options in Anoka. Let's find out what they are.
So I'm throwing a holiday party and I need some alcoholic drinks. So today I'm at the West Better Values liquor store, one of 2 Anoka locations. Right off the bat, I'm blown away by the selection. So I find my beer, I grab my wine, but I need some extra help assembling some cocktails. That's where Kevin comes in. Kevin is the operations manager for Better Value liquor stores in Anoka. But Kevin is so much more than just a manager. His level of expertise is extensive. So while Kevin shows me the ropes, he also explains the connection to the city of Anoka and why drinking responsibly is so important to Better Value liquors.
Friendly staff, convenient, a good selection. We're working on the selection and adding to it. So we're owned by the city of Anoka, so the residents of Anoka own us. All the money, all the proceeds, all the profits go back to the city. First and foremost, we're in the business to control the sale of alcohol by not selling to minors and not selling to obviously intoxicated customers. Number 2, generate revenue from alcohol sales. So control is the biggest thing. We check IDs for anyone that appears to be 30 years of age and younger and anyone in a group. 28 years of experience and knowledge in a lot of areas. Still don't know everything about everything, but I can steer people in the right direction, help them out. Especially, I love talking about wine, bourbons, craft beers. Yeah, we can find something for you. If you're looking for information regarding our stores, you can check out our Facebook page. There you'll find information on when we're having tasting events, in-store tastings, any construction changes.
So hey, if you are looking for more than just a liquor store, stop in to Better Value Liquors and say hi to Kevin or one of his many friendly staff members. The west location is located at 809 West Highway 10, and the east location is located at 847 East River Road. Hey, happy holidays, and remember to drink and to drive responsibly.
Well, what a great show we have had here on Live and Local Anoka. A lot of things happening in 2022 as we wrap the year up, and look, and you've heard everything that's going to pop in 2023. Exciting times coming ahead for Anoka and for the businesses and for the residents as well. One thing I want to talk about just briefly is the Highway 10 construction, and I know we touched on it a little bit earlier, but this is kind of a plea in the sense that, you know, the construction, you know, we're back to 4 lanes now, but next year it starts up again, and we've got another full year of construction, and that'll finish things. Some of the businesses get very affected by that construction, as you can imagine, and so many of you took that extra step to try to get to some of those businesses when it was kind of hard to do it. And I will tell you, you will always be able to get to any of the businesses in town, but it just might take a little bit longer and be a little bit harder. But imagine the impact that you're going to have if you do that, because these businesses are going to take some hits during this construction time. But I'm telling you what, we're a year away from right now with 99% of that project project being done in Anoka, and then it'll shift to Ramsey, and that's exciting times. This really has been needed. It's really kind of stunted this area, and it's going to help us all, trust me, especially when you're not stuck in those red lights that we have all been on Highway 10. I'll tell you what, I have never been more excited and pumped for the city of Anoka as I have as we head into 2023, and you're a big part of that, because you are a part of that community, you help that business community, you take advantage of the many opportunities that the city has to offer through their park systems, through events, and through everything else. Look for a lot more of that coming in 2023. Hey, if you've got questions about anything that involved this show, QCTV is the place to go. You can watch it after the fact if you really want to watch it again. You can do that, or if you want to tell somebody, hey, I learned some interesting stuff, you should watch it. QCTV.org is where you can get a lot of information, and you'll see the graphics there for their social media and other pieces. Hey, for Billy Austin and the QCTV crew, thank you so much for being a part of live and local Anoka, and we look forward to your continued support of QCTV and your support of the city of Anoka. I'm Pete Turok. I've been your host. Thank you so much for watching.